Hi, this is Linda and Aaron with Traveling Flamingo, and today we're on the brand new Sun Princess. This is Princess Cruises' largest ship today, and we're going to forget about the pools and the shows, and we're going to focus on the buffet. So this is where you might go to grab that little plate of food in between meals, which turns into a full plate of food, or the seconds and thirds, and we're going to dive into the buffet, tell you what you need to know, what to expect, so you won't be missing out on anything on your cruise.
I don't believe there is such a thing as a half plate of food when you go to a buffet. It's always a full plate of food. First off, though, it's called the Eatery now on the Sun Princess, and it's got a whole different layout compared to other ships in the Princess class. It's actually down on deck 9, so usually it's up on the lido deck. So it's on 9, and it's broken up into different sections. So one thing I personally don't love about this layout is that there's actually staff who serve you food. Some people love this. I totally understand that. I find it a bit difficult when you're going through the buffet and you just want a croissant or you just want butter and you have to be in 7 different lines with people. However, from a cleanliness standpoint and from a food and safety perspective, it's nice that people aren't grabbing all the utensils or putting food back, as some people have seen on cruise ships. But here you do have to go up to the staff members and ask them for the food that you would like. There's also tons of seating on this ship and seating outdoors, which is really nice, even on the 9th floor, 9th deck. They also have the Americana restaurant, which is just behind the buffet, which you can also use as overflow seating for breakfast, which is when it gets the most slammed. However, that does change into a restaurant afterwards, which is actually quite nice and still has an all-day breakfast.
Yeah, something we love is the floor-to-ceiling windows. You see that in a lot of buffets, but it's nice when you're in port or even just on a sea day to get that extra feeling of, freshness and light in the room.
Sometimes it's nice to know where you are when you wake up. If you don't have a bed, you can go up. Where are we?
In terms of food options, let's look at breakfast first. You've pretty much got eggs any way you want them, scrambled, fried, omelet. There's tons of options there, as well as your other sort of North American traditional breakfast foods like bacon, waffles, pancakes, and a pretty solid pastry section. They also have healthier options if you're looking for some oatmeal or yogurt, maybe to try and balance out that late night pizza. Just saying it happens, right, Nana? But we really did enjoy breakfast in the Eatery. This is the place we went to most often for breakfast, and the meal we ate the most here. I think that we found the food options sort of hit what we liked. They also came around and served coffee and tea, and our little one was not sleeping very well, so getting caffeine as soon as possible while Aaron was maybe getting food or whatever was really just nice add on top.
They also had jugs of juices and coffees and stuff that you could serve yourself if sometimes it takes a little bit for team members to come over and get to you. So if that happens, you can pick it up yourself and you can serve yourself as well, which is a nice option. So beyond what's a standard breakfast, when you get into lunch and dinner, there gets to be more options. It is a U-shaped buffet. And they are different on different sides. They have stations that tell you if this is like international or whether or not this is American, et cetera, which is great. They don't have the same thing again on both sides, so you should walk the whole thing, as that's really important. But they have a carving station that has stuff like roast beef and turkey and ham and everything else you could imagine in a carving station, which is great. And they have a lot of sides, such as vegetables, pasta, rice, and they do have ethnic dishes that change throughout your cruise. Dinner time feels a bit more fancy, but still super relaxed when it comes to other options on the cruise ship. You've got things like grilled salmon, prime rib, pasta dishes, etc., with some really nice roasted vegetables. At least that's what Linda tells me. As well, it's a great option if you don't feel like going to the MDR. You don't need to sit down for that amount of time. We were so tired one day, we just popped in here and ate quickly and headed right back to the stateroom. Brought some food with us, of course, a full dish.
There's also a pretty good dessert section. This is often where I'd like to come after dinner and get a little treat or a tea and coffee and take it back to the room with us, as I definitely have the sweet tooth between us. So there are some drinks included, as Aaron mentioned, at the buffet. You've got tea and coffee, water, juice, lemonade, and that's nice. Often I find I don't need to get a drink package. Just having a few different drink options available in the buffet. I like to bring my water bottle. I even have started traveling with a travel mug so I can have a hot drink with me where I go. And for me, it's just not worth it to get the drink package, but that's what's included. It's not a huge selection, but there are some other options there in the buffet.
They do also have a bar in there, so if you do want to get stuff, you can absolutely get it while you're sitting there enjoying your meal. One thing we really liked was they had a grab and go section, so if you're about to get onto an excursion and you haven't had time because you slept in late, you can just go down there, grab some food, take it with you, eat it on your way. It was a really handy way of either bringing it back to your stateroom. We had our little one with us, so we were able to get some food and bring it to the stateroom as well. So that's our breakdown. There's a great variety of food from the pro side. It's clean. There's great floor to ceiling windows, which is really appreciated, so you can see where you are sometimes. And we really enjoyed the grab and go and a bunch of the different food that was on board. The way they serve it does create some cons in my mind and maybe to some others. This is one of the things that we really noticed where it would slow things down. You had to really wait in line. If you just wanted a pat of butter, you had to wait in line. Linda,
we clearly let you get too hangry one day and you couldn't get the butter fast enough for your bread because you're holding on to that.
It's one of those things where you're in line and all you need is the butter, but the butter's with 7 other things and you got 900 people looking for roast beef and you just want the butter. You're sitting there going, I just want the butter. So, it's nice on the 9th floor. If you are below that, do be aware there is an outside area, so you might hear deck chairs moving around as well, whereas you might not if it was right to the edge. The other thing, they don't have sort of burgers and hamburgers for the most part in the buffet. It's a separate section still on deck 9 and outdoors. However, that was also really nice. It sort of separates it, so you have sort of fancier food, if you will, within the buffet, and then you can get hot dogs and hamburgers
But I
outside.
have to say that one day we did go for dinner and we were so exhausted.
True.
You had a hard time finding what you wanted, and if the burger had been there, you would have had it. Like, we totally forgot about that outdoor section.
Yeah.
So it really is disconnected from the buffet. I mean, if you remember it was quiet whenever we went by, but I think that's where that disconnect is. People don't really think about it out there.
And they still do have burgers and hot dogs and stuff on the Lido deck, so you don't have to go to the buffet for that. But if you are in the buffet and you want a hot dog or a hamburger, you do have to go outside. There is also a bar there, so you can have like a hot dog and a drink. But you have to remember that, and it's something we would often forget. It is open late too, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So overall, we would say that the Sun Princess buffet was okay. Breakfast was our favorite. It did feel clean and fresh and bright, and it wasn't as chaotic as some other buffets we've been to trying to navigate getting food and our seats. So those were all good. It just, the food didn't really wow us. But whether you're up to grabbing a quick breakfast, trying out that grab and go, or having a nice relaxed quick meal so you can get back to your room and relax or head off to a show, it's not a bad place to head in there. Just know what to expect when you're going.
Yeah, the food didn't wow us. It was good. We've had better buffets on other cruise lines, and again, even though I might have been hangry, I wasn't a big fan of the slower process of getting food, but I know a lot of people do love that, so to each their own. If that's a benefit for you, then absolutely a great cruise line for you to get that now.
Yeah, so let us know what's your favorite go-to when you're at the buffet. I'm definitely team bacon and eggs, and Aaron is pizza all the way. Yeah. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch our video. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next cruise, and happy travels.